Virginia Woolf.
And an Agatha Christie. For reading.
Hello everybody and welcome to Anthony Reviews. Today we're doing a quick review for Gunpowder Milkshake, the latest Netflix exclusive, starring Karen Gillan as the deadly assassin, with an impressive all-star cast of actors and actresses, with a John Wick inspired kind of universe with librarians and Russians and secret kind of pasts and, you know, stunt work kind of action set pieces. This film definitely is part of that kind of John Wick insurgence kind of happening within Hollywood. You know, interesting kind of world building and characters that kind of John Wick really kind of set the groundwork for. And over the years since John Wick, there's been many kind of imitations from that. You know, Atomic Blonde was definitely one of them. Obviously had some of the same people from John Wick. Obviously Nobody, which has the writer from John Wick, and obviously during the same time as John Wick, funny enough, is The Equalizer. So there's been quite a few movies that have been kind of, you know, really dominating that kind of market. Nothing has come really close to kind of John Wick's kind of level. There's been a few exceptions here and there, obviously with the recent Nobody. I really enjoyed that, and that's the thing. I think, you know, if you're going to go a little cheaper, if you're going to go like aesthetically or visually kind of thing in a certain way, what is the film offering? It needs to really kind of impact the viewer and really needs to make that film stand out or, you know, come back in its own way. You don't want the film to automatically be known as a John Wick copy. You want to be known as the next big thing, and I think that's always the inspiration. With Gunpowder Milkshake, I really like the trailer. The poster was really cool. I love the idea of a kind of Karen Gillan really coming into a badass kind of assassin. Really big fan of her, you know, since the kind of Kevin Bishop show, that kind of comedy sketch TV series back in Channel 4 days, to Doctor Who, to Guardians of the Galaxy, of course. I'm really happy for her that she's really excelled within the kind of the industry, not only just kind of UK kind of cinema and TV shows, but also in America, and she's really kind of given out some fantastic work, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of more she has to offer for the next couple of years. And something like this actually aesthetically does make sense. You know, give her own kind of sort of franchise as the main lead, and she can be the kind of, you know, the what Atomic Blonde was trying to do but kind of ultimately failed at in the end. And unfortunately for me personally, Gunpowder Milkshake didn't live up to the snuff of what it was trying to offer. I thought the trailer was so much better than the actual film. The storyline for Gunpowder Milkshake follows Karen Gillan as a kind of damaged, kind of deadly assassin, someone who has kind of grew up in that kind of world. Her mum is vanished for 15 years. Basically, she gets tasked with taking out someone who has stolen a load of money from the company that she's currently working for, and she has to go and, you know, get that money back, but also realizes during the process that she's been lied to, that this person is not who they've said it is, and tries to find out the kind of hidden truths and background behind the organization, and you know, find her mother in the process. And the film's a bit strange in terms of the way it kind of goes about its story beats. You know, it was something like this, you would expect it to happen a bit sooner, or maybe it kind of happens more in a more clever way. But this is a 2-hour movie, and the problems become quite clear quite fast. I felt the first kind of half an hour, 40 minutes really dragged. I think it was really kind of struggling to kind of set a tone. It's so reliant on its kind of, you know, aesthetic kind of, you know, window dressing kind of world, and it's kind of, you know, hey look, it's stunt work kind of John Wick style, you know, fight sequences or action moments, that it forgets to actually tell a story, it forgets to tell something kind of unique or special, or, you know, also subvert expectations, do something a little, you know, out of the box a little bit. You know, it feels unfortunately more cheap because of it, unintentionally so. And funny enough, this is from the director of The Big Bad Wolves, a fantastic foreign film which is super intense, super kind of character focused, who has a fantastic kind of third act twist, and that is a film purely set within 2 locations, and it's a fully really a riveting, really kind of terrifying kind of experience, but also a situation movie. I felt like, you know, that film has an edge, that film has a bit of grittiness, it has a bit of a realism to it, and you've got a director that is mainly known for doing those kind of intense kind of concepts, You know, it was also been involved in VHS, also been on ABCs of Death. So what happened? What, you know, where's that translation missing from this? You would think from someone like the Big Bad Wolf director, who had done something quite unique with its kind of small budget and powerhouse performances and really kind of an intense, growing kind of situation, chamber thriller movie, that they would add some of that kind of grittiness, that kind of edge to this film, you know, and add something similar to it. I think this is definitely a movie that's kind of split down the middle in terms of what people wanted and what they got. You know, people really like the performances, people really like the kind of the look of it, people like the action, and you know, I understand that. You know, there's definitely some good potential in the actual film itself. Kind of our main lead should have been handled a lot stronger. There should have been a really impressive all-out, you know, kick-ass action set piece during the start of the film. I think that would have been really interesting, really well put together. She's going to really demonstrate not only her kind of maybe gunplay skills, but also her fighting skills. Obviously, we get this during the kind of the middle portion of the film, and obviously towards the end as well, kind of thing. And that's fine. And then those sequences are cool, and you can definitely tell that she's doing as much stunts as she can possible, and she's really giving it all. And I really feel for her in that sense of a performer as an actor. I think everything struggles because you can't connect with them. The film is trying so hard to be this kind of quirky, kind of, you know, Baby Driver, you know, Edgar Wright kind of esque, John Wick inspired universe with the kind of the pinks and the neon colors and the kind of quippy dialogue, or the kind of the henchmen kind of thing, or the typical kind of Russian bad guys. The action and the gunplay sequences weren't really that impressive. It kind of feels, you know, bare bones, or kind of very typical kind of setup. You kind of know when an action scene is about to happen, when something a bit more surprising. I think the kind of the camera work and the way this, you know, they used her in terms of showing her kind of character was a bit lacking. I felt it was a bit too easy kind of filmed, you know, camera placed, shot by shot. You know, I think the dialogue was not that good. I don't think there's anything stand out about the film really, apart from our kind of main lead. It has a very impressive cast, and there's some nice moments in places here and there. Throwaway kind of movie that probably will get a franchise, that probably will, you know, get some recognition, or might, you know, do something for someone, you know, compared to some of the other movies in that kind of Renaissance genre at the moment. So there you go, Gunpowder Milkshake. Unfortunately, not for me, but go and check it out for yourself, see what you think. So what are your thoughts and opinions on Gunpowder Milkshake? Please comment down below. What are your favourites kind of the kind of Renaissance John Wick inspired universe? Anyone that you really like, any of the kind of the slightly cheaper ones, or the mainstream ones you really like, which ones you don't like? Very curious to see your thoughts and opinions on that, guys. So please comment down below. So in the meantime, I have this time for reviews. Signing out.